Hey everybody,
Buddy,
welcome back to Sofa Spouses.
Sofa Spouses.
I'm Gabe,
I'm Amanda.
and we're going to be doing a kind of trailer reactions, kind of trailer review, because we technically watched this trailer already, but this movie's so awesome looking that we gotta talk about it.
Yeah,
Um,
part of the reason we didn't initially react is we thought it was going to be the same one we saw when we went to see
Avatar,
Avatar, but it's
and
not.
yeah, it wasn't. It was totally a brand new trailer, full on 100% trailer, and we were just like, oh. That's
So we started watching it just to watch it again,
and then it was a different trailer again. so,
so I guess the one we saw was actually exclusive.
yeah, it was an
So
exclusive.
Albert Einstein is not in this one.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this trailer really quick. It's a really good trailer. We'll talk a little bit about it afterwards, but we'll go ahead and watch it really quick. This movie looks so freaking good. Supposedly, this explosion is supposed to be a real explosion, not CGI'd.
We imagine a future, and our imaginings horrify us. They won't fear it until they understand it. And they won't understand it until they've used it. Theory will take you only so far. I don't know if we can be trusted with such a weapon. But we have no choice. Is anyone ever going to tell the truth about what's happening here?
So freaking good. It looks so freaking good.
Yes, I am very excited about this movie. I'm a history buff, so I'm really interested in it.
Yeah, me too. I've always been like fascinated by the by by nuclear weapons, nuclear bombs, and been fascinated by nuclear science in general is absolutely amazing. I love how just recently, actually, they just figured out how to stabilize fusion, which is a big breakthrough. We'll finally have fusion generators here pretty soon. No longer have to rely on fission for for nuclear power, which will be so awesome. Um, but uh, but this movie looks so good, and I'm excited to see it. See how they portray this part of history.
We were watching preview reactions the other day, and one of them didn't really want to watch it because or at least wasn't going to rush to see it
Yeah,
because he thought it was kind of glorifying.
glorifying nuclear weapons. Yeah, and I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think it is. I
I don't
mean,
think so either.
I mean, and it should. And we were talking, and it, in a way, he should be celebrated because
Without him, I mean,
it would probably be a very different world right now if we
yeah,
hadn't won. And
if we
I'm not
hadn't,
saying Hiroshima and Nagasaki weren't awful.
they were horrible. But you know, if like, it's kind of one of those situations where if you go back in time and change it, it would change history forever. It would change the way that history happens, and it's like one of those locked in time, locked in timeline things. You know, kind of like how the Doctor, kind of like how in Doctor Who, the Doctor can't change certain time points, certain points in time. He has to. It's like a locked time. That was one of those moments where um, uh, you can't change that. You can't go back and change that. And to be honest, I personally think that we've had way more benefits from nuclear technology and nuclear research. We've had more benefits to mankind than we've had um, uh, than there has been um, uh, bad stuff. Yes, detonating nukes over and over and over again has not helped the environment at all. But on the other hand, though, um, research into nuclear technology has really helped us a lot. Um, yes, nuclear fission generators tend to create a lot of waste, and we've created a lot of radioactive waste since we invented the nuclear device. Um, but once fusion becomes a thing and starts to become more popular, it doesn't create any kind of waste. It's a clean nuclear reaction, which is amazing. And I can't wait for that. That's going to be amazing. But um, I personally think that the nuclear, if we had never invented nuclear weapons or never invented nuclear stuff, I don't think we would have had the peace that we have today. Um, because it is the nuclear deterrent that has kept a lot of larger nations from going into major wars with each other. Russia. But having that nuclear deterrent has kept a lot of nations from just straight up going to war with each other, because when you know that at the press of a button you could end the world, um, uh, it really does make you think, well, I should probably try to smooth things over here before it gets too out of hand. Um, uh, so it has been an amazing tool for basically keeping the status quo. Um,
Yeah.
but at the same time, um, uh, there is an argument for um, uh, denuclearization. Um, uh, One could say that we've reached a point in our societal development that we really shouldn't have to have that deterrent. We shouldn't have to have that to deter us from going to war with each other. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's worked for so long, and um, uh, I don't think that it's ever going to change. To be honest. Um, but anyway, um,
And I think they are going to present both sides of it. I mean, they are having Einstein in it.
yeah, they are going to have
And
Einstein
he was
in the
very
story.
much against it.
Yeah, he was. Einstein was very much against it. Einstein thought that that when they detonated the nuke, they would end up like literally setting the entire atmosphere on fire.
And
So
even he, in later years, and people in comments can correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm talking about Oppenheimer,
yeah,
regretted it.
yeah, he did. He
Uh,
regretted it.
and I think that, and they did, like, they gave him all that and got it done, and then it was like, okay, you're done. You
yeah,
know, they didn't really um uh as far as I know, like, show him much respect in later years.
yeah,
Um and and you know, even the people, there was a show recently that I wanted to watch. I think it was a history. It was either history or I think it was History Channel. They did, or maybe National Geographic. They did a TV on a show, and it was on the wives of the people who went and tested and did all this.
hmm
And I forget what it was called now, but it looked really good, and I hope to find it. If you know where it was at, I like to stream it and actually
yeah,
watch it at a certain point.
yeah. We'll find it.
Um, and they really didn't know
No, they didn't.
what they were doing. Their families were basically um, moved out there, and if you didn't know, you really weren't allowed to talk about it.
Yep.
And um, you know, and I remember I read a book in school called Sadako and a Thousand Paper Cranes, and it was about a girl who was from Hiroshima, and she um, got cancer, and she dies, but she wants to do 1,000 paper cranes, which is origami, and it's a Japanese belief that if you get that, it'll give you luck. And I remember telling my dad that, and I always grew up with a respect for Asian culture. Um, the recent Asian hate that's come up honestly scares me.
Yeah.
And not, you know, not just Asian hate, but other hate that just seems
Wrong. It's wrong.
crazy now. And like it's all coming back. Um, whether it's Jewish, whether it's Asian, whether it's
There's
black,
no reason
whether
for it.
it's yeah,
There's no reason for it.
LGBTQ plus, you know, but it is wrong. And I told my dad, I said to my dad, and I vaguely remember this, you know, what we did to the Japanese was horrible. And then he and my mom kind of had to explain to me that the Japanese were not nice in World War II.
No,
And they weren't.
they were not. Anyway.
Um,
So anyway, guys,
So-
before we get horribly distracted and off topic, tell us what you guys thought
Yeah.
of the Oppenheimer trailer.
I'm
And-
looking forward to it. Now, I will say this, it was kind of funny. This and Barbie,
Yeah, they come out on the same day.
and the other guy from preview was like, and
I'm gonna watch Barbie instead.
and I bet, or no, when he first said, well, he did say that, but he first said,
I bet Barbie
100% Barbie beats it at the box office.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
I'm curious on that. I'm more with Barbie. I'm more curious to see because Miss the Marvels comes out at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau and Miss Marvel. And which, once again, if you haven't watched Miss Marvel yet,
Watch it.
it's so good. Um, and the and woman power, and then here's Barbie for the first time getting a movie.
Yep.
And it looks absolutely hilarious. Like they said, I don't in there because they've gotten into a habit of reviewing a bunch of trailers together.
Mm-hmm.
And so preview reviewed that one last night, and they said that it doesn't even look like it's for kids. Like it's more for adults and having fun with it.
Yeah.
And I think it does too. I can't wait for the actual trailer.
Yeah, me neither.
Because it was very teasery.
Was.
So, and we are definitely going to want to, if you want to see Oppenheimer, see it in IMAX.
Yes.
It has been specially formatted for IMAX. It's going to be partly in color, partly in black and white, which is one thing was sold me on it.
Yep.
Because I don't think that has been, and now if anyone in the comments can correct me, I don't believe that has been done since Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. I don't think so either.
Where it's purposely done.
Yeah.
Like, there is that one movie.
Is that one Lighthouse movie? I can't remember what it's
that
called.
was done in black and white. That was all black and white.
Yeah.
But there's one movie, what's it called? It's about Pleasantville. And I think,
Pleasantville. How could we forget about Pleasantville?
I don't think I've actually seen that.
I've never seen it either, but I heard it was really good.
But I don't know. I don't think that one is in black and white very much.
No.
Where this one is, from what I've heard, gonna black and white, color, black and white. Something like that, which I don't think has really been done.
I also heard
that
Christopher Nolan went all out for this movie, and he actually used an actual explosion to film the nuclear explosion. Not actually a nuclear explosion, at least not that I wouldn't put it past him, but at the same time, I don't think he has that kind of clout. But they used a miniaturized explosion to recreate the nuclear explosion for the movie. So instead of using CGI, they used actual physics, actual explosion to recreate the nuclear explosion. So I'm really curious to see how they did that, or see how it turned out, because nuclear explosions have a very unique look to them for an explosion. And to be honest, I don't think we've actually really have high definition video of an actual nuclear explosion, because at least one that's above ground anyway, because they haven't tested nuclear weapons above ground since their nuclear weapon testing was banned back in the early 90s, I think. Early 90s, late 80s. I can't remember the exact time when that was banned, but so so yeah. So I don't know if if there's actually any high definition video of an actual nuclear explosion out there that can be compared to. There is video of, nuclear explosions you can find on the internet, but they're all, old video from like the 60s and stuff like that. That's, not exactly the greatest video quality in the universe.
I think this is also one of the few movies that's been made about it.
Yeah, there's not very many video movies out there, like actual
There's
movies.
Fat Man and Little Boy.
Yeah, there's Fat Man and Little Boy
with Paul
and
Newman, which is actually a pretty good movie.
But there's not a lot that are made. That a lot of movies have nuclear explosions in them, but they're not like based. Like the movie's not based around that. They're not talking about that specifically. They're just, it's got a nuclear explosion in it, and usually they're always inaccurate.
Yeah, but this is meant to be an experience. So if you can, I would recommend not waiting to just stream it.
Yes, I think that this is definitely going to be a go to the theater and watch it in the theater kind of thing. Because Christopher Nolan is nobody to just sniff at. He makes good movies, so I imagine it's going to be a really good movie. Even though, it's a, I mean, it is going to be a history story or a history movie. So, but it's still, I think it's probably going to be really good. And knowing Christopher Nolan, it's probably going to have a really good story too. So anyway, guys, tell us what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Bye.